right, now I'm trying something a little different here with the avatar. Just going to check it out, try to be a little more immersive. You might see a little bit more integration in the future with that. But right now, we're going to talk about the June State of the Unit Address. Okay, just to get started, we know that Mr. Everything, that's me, I've been sequestered off at War College for the last 4 months. So from February to June, I've been unable to attend any squadron events or conduct any training or introduce myself to any of the new members or anything like that. But now I'm back, and my schedule is a little bit lighter right now, so I should be able to resume my duties as the commander of the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron. If you are needing anything from me, be sure to message me. You can message me on Discord. You can message me in the Spectrum, and we'll talk about Spectrum here in a little bit. But let's talk about membership. I've got the State of the Unit Address Google Doc directly above me, and this doc gets updated every time I make a new video like this. This document should have a link to it in Spectrum, so you can link yourself to this if you're unable to catch the video, or if you don't have time to watch the video or something like that. You can read the doc, but really the doc is just a synopsis. It's really abbreviated, doesn't really say anything. But the first thing I do want to talk about is membership and recruiting. We do have a new member, Brian. He's joined the squadron about a couple weeks ago, and that brings our total up to 20 members. Now, I have in front of us the squadron website, and this is where you should direct new players or new prospects, anybody that's interested in joining our squadron. You should direct them to this address right here, which I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see the address up there, robertspaceindustriescom org/1NAS. That's also right there. Okay, so be sure to send them to where all the orgs are. That's at robertspaceindustriescom/orgs/ whatever org identifier there is. And in our case, it's 1NAS. That's it right there, 1NAS. Okay, so direct them to this page. Now what they'll be confronted with is our they won't have this admin, that's what I see, but you'll see like a description of the squadron, right, which is this. This also includes history, manifesto, and charter. There's our history, there's the manifesto, and there's the charter, which is a link. And then below that, they'll see our picture of our flyer, basically our introductory flyer. Talks about be a part of something great, talks about who we are. We're a carrier-based fighter group, but that doesn't mean we don't do other stuff. But we're just going to focus on the Saber, Gladiator, Retaliator, Horn, basically any carrier-based ship. And then we're also going to have explorers and merchants. We're going to have bounty hunters. We're going to have miners and salvage, multi-crew ships, FPS specialists. Basically, we're the good guys. We're the lawful. We're lawful, right? And then it said we're going to be based out of Goss. We've been saying we've been based out of Goss since 2014. So we now have a Discord server, as you know. There is a link to the Discord server up here, right there. When they click Discord, that'll take them to the Discord server. This will take them to the Engine website. The Engine website is where we used to conduct all of our business. We don't do it anymore on Engine. The Engine site's really just a recruiting platform. We don't put any data on there at all. Okay, and then I have October 2015 is when I uploaded this recruiting video. We really need to refresh and renew that recruiting video. I really would like to do that. I would like to do that with some squadron members. Get with me if you're interested in doing a squadron recruiting video. We'll all kind of stand around. We'll work together against some opponents or something like that, and we'll all be in like squadron uniform. Okay, I'd love to do that. But right now, it's really hit or miss on whether or not we're able to do that. And I'll kind of go into that here in a bit as well. Okay, past events. Well, for the last 3 or 4 months, I haven't been running any events. I haven't gotten any word from Paraset or any of the other leaders in the squadron whether they ran any events. I don't think anybody has put the effort in to make any effort into hosting an event or letting each other know that you're going to run a game. Or I think we've all had, in the first part of the year, I think we've all been pulled in different directions, so we were unable to do that. Okay, so really, there's been no past events. Upcoming activities. Okay, well, on Discord, and I gave everybody a link to my Spectrum, or our Spectrum, the Squadron Spectrum, to check out our training schedule over the next couple of months. What we were planning on doing was learn a little bit of basic flight techniques, also a little bit of team techniques, so you're not just flying solo with a bunch of guys. You're actually working as a team to accomplish a goal. And we were going to do some FPS combat just to kind of hone our skills. But it looks like with 3.2, there's not going to be any FPS AI. They've decided to push that back to 3.3, so balls. That's really disappointed me. I was super excited. That was the one and only feature I was super excited for in 3.2. I could give a crap ton ass balls. It doesn't matter. I could care less about mining. Will I do the mining? Yes. Why? Because as the squadron leader, I feel like I need to know how to do everything. So I will learn how to do it, and I will help teach new players how to do it. But our merchants need to step forward, or any of our players that plan on doing mining as their alternate career need to step up, learn mining, and teach the rest of the squadron. That'll help the squadron. It won't all fall on my shoulders. All right, and so we got mining coming out. Bind culling is a hit or miss whether or not that's even going to happen. And then 3.2 is the AI FPS combat is a definite no. It's not going to happen. There's going to be a bunch of new ships. I don't care. I think some of them are pretty cool, but that doesn't really have anything to do with our squadron. I mean, the 600i, that's not us. We don't really care. The Prospector is already out. Parasite has one, but it's already out. What else is coming out that really influences us? I can't think of any ship that's coming out. There's some reworks happening, like the Mustang and stuff like that. That doesn't really impact us. It might impact Rogue because I think you have a Mustang, but other than that, I'm not impressed with 3.2 unless they get that bind culling in, and then I'll be super excited about it because that means we'll be able to get everybody from the squadron in all at the same time, and we'll be able to team up. And FPS frame rates will be back up in the 30s or higher, and so it will be that'll be good times. We could always create our own FPS scenarios. We could just get together. If we can get everybody on the server at the same time, we could do something like go out to Port Korea or something, and split us up into 2 teams and then go at each other. Now's the time that we need to practice that. We could team up and create a private server in Star Marine. We could use those maps. Anything like that we could do. Okay, so guys, keep your eyes on Spectrum and check out the training schedule that I'll be posting there shortly. All right, now unit news. We're cruising through this real quick. Paraset has had an issue with his computer. A little while ago, his graphics card melted. Basically, it went tits up, and he's anticipating getting a new graphics card possibly at the end of this month, so that he can get back into gaming. But because of his graphics card failing and him having to put an old graphics card in his computer, that's caused him a lot of anguish and stress. So the next time you see Paraset, make sure you tell him that you feel his pain. You're going to help him out, and and don't stress about getting back as soon as you can or whatever. Just as soon as you get your graphics card back up, make sure you let us know, and then we'll team up together and we'll go blow some Vandal up or something. Okay, so Paraset, my prayers are with you. Make sure you get your graphics card back up, and then let me know so that we can kill something. Okay, there hasn't been any promotions and awards because guess what? We haven't really done anything. Nobody's done anything to deserve a promotion and award. Not that I know of. If somebody has, like if there was a leader out there and he was keeping the unit together and he conducted some training sessions or something like that, let me know. Then I will be glad to go ahead and we'll maybe slap a medal on his chest, or we'll give him a promotion or something. Right now we're just kind of coasting with our gliders. We're just smooth sailing. Nothing's really changing right now. Okay, so let's talk about housekeeping just a little bit. And if you've ever been to any of our State of the Unit addresses, you like to know that I like to bust people's balls on the State of the Unit. In the past, I used to say, because back when we were on this is just a little history lesson, when we were on the 1nes.engine.com heavily, and I tracked people's attendance and what they actually accomplished or did in the unit, I used to monitor all of that, right? I had spreadsheets and papers and books and documents, and I used to keep extensive records on all that junk. And we used to have a policy that you had to log in and play with us once a week. Can you believe that? I used to have a policy like that, where you have to log in and play with our squadron at least once a week. It only had to be 2 seconds. You just jump on and say, hey guys, I'm checking in and I'm out. Peace. If you did that, your timer would reset and you would be back to having checked in for the week, right? And then what we would do is someone that didn't check in a week, we would say, hey, where have you been? What's going on? Are you okay? Are you still alive? Have you gotten a car accident? Something. And if we heard back within the week, everything was good, right? So we kind of gave them a little bit of a grace period at the time. And then if they didn't check back, we'd give them another message the following week. And after 3 months of not checking in with us, we would just delete their name from our roster. Okay, I've stopped keeping track of this. I think that's a little, to be honest, thinking back on it, I think that's being a little, I don't know, heavy-handed. So I've eased off of that and not made any requirements at all for attendance. Okay, tell me what you guys think about that. Do we need to have some kind of an attendance requirement where if somebody doesn't show up in 3 months, we kick them from the squadron? Or should we, what should we do? What kind of a accountability should we have on our squadron? Okay, another thing, if someone doesn't team up with the rest of the squadron, we used to have an issue with this back when it was the MechWarrior Online days, where we would have people log in, they would play solo, and then we would be, the group of us, we would be playing as a team in probably, lance battles or what have you. And then there would be these lone wolves out there playing. And we would confront them. We would say, hey, why are you not playing with the rest of the group? We could have used you in this battle or whatever. And after enough of that, we would just say, okay, well, goodbye. You've joined a group to play as an individual. Why is that? Why would you join a group if you plan to play as an individual? Do you think that this group is going to provide you with something? Sure, I'm sure that's that's the whole reason why you join a group, is you're hoping that the group will be able to give you something. Now, what the group needs is for you to give back. So as long as it's a give and take and both sides are getting something out of the deal, then that's exactly what an organization is about. It's about you join the group, you provide the group with manpower, and then the group provides you with all the things that the group can provide you, which is like maybe loanerships, or you can always find a teammate or a partner, someone to cover your back. You'll have training opportunities. You'll have just the whole role-playing aspect of gaining rank and, all that stuff. So if you are a person that thinks you are more comfortable being a loner or a lone wolf, just let me know, and I'll gladly remove you from the squadron. If you are in the squadron and you want to impact how that is handled, let me know. Drop me a message in Discord, not Discord, in Spectrum. Go to the Spectrum, start a thread, talk about something, create a conversation, and we'll all talk about it. That's what the Spectrum's all about. It's to allow the squadron some place to go to communicate with each other. So when we communicate, we'll be able to learn, like maybe you do want me to kick people for being a lone wolf. Maybe you think that that's a little harsh, and maybe we have to temper our kicking skills with something else. If that's what you want, let me know. Okay. So let's jump into our website here, and we go to Spectrum. Boop, clicky, clicky, click, click. Okay, now for me, this is what comes up. I don't know what comes up for you, but this is what comes up for me. I'm in the 1st Naval Aerospace Squadron here. Now, I'm also affiliated with Ares 7 Corps. Do I ever go there? No. I had a guy jump in to our Spectrum and ask me to join. I looked at his website. It looked legit. These guys aren't jerks. They're not pirates or whatever. And so I said, sure, we'll join, because it's always good to have allies, right? All right. And then there's all these things that I have clicked on the star here, like the State of the Unit address. Star puts it over here. See that? Hangar, boop, puts it over there. So if you click the star, it'll put it over here. All right. So let's go to the Commander's Sessions. Boop. Okay. And right here, I say the next few weeks, we will be getting 3.2 mining and better team play, as well as ground. Okay, well, that's changed, right? So I'm going here and scratch that out. But this is not the beta boot camp, but I do want to have some classes. I'm thinking we'll do some Vandal Swarm. We'll fight as a team and not individuals. Small team tactics on foot. We'll clear buildings and things like that. Basic flight skills, like how to strafe and how to land and take off and things. Basically super basic, just to help people out. Basic merchant skills, buy low, sell high, that kind of stuff. Where to go, And then basic mining skills. We'll talk about the mining skills as mining comes online, So that's some of the training that I want to do. Dates and times will follow. So I've got 4 replies here. 4. How many people are in the squadron? Right. That's my point. Okay, so we come down here. Brian, the new guy, has replied. He told me exactly when he can play and what he's looking to do. And I replied to him. Then he replied back to me. So really, in my eyes, there's only been one person out of the entire squadron that's replied to that. That's sad. Also, and one more thing I wanted to say, this hasn't been brought up enough, but if you go to our Discord and you look down here under Boot Camp and you see Squadron Manuals, if you open that up, you'll have a library of manuals right here. Open that up. It should give you a bunch of links here to some Google Docs. This will actually pull up our basically it'll pull up all the manuals that we have here in the unit. You should check that out. A lot of these I put a lot of blood and sweat into these manuals. I spent many moon writing these. They're still not all complete, as the game is not complete, so I find myself having to go back and change some of the information that's in here to stay current with the game in production. So if you see anything that's way off, let me know and I'll go in and fix it. Alright guys, well thanks for coming out and checking out this video. If you are not in the 1NAS and you happen to muscle through this video, I appreciate that. And you guys can check us out at robertspaceindustries/orgs/1AS and put in your app and we'll accept it.